going to be doing some videos on installation of two things on a 97 Dodge 1500 with a 5.9 V8 in it. We're going to put in a throttle position sensor and a new idle air control valve. So first thing you want to do is disconnect the negative cable in your battery, and then moving on, you got to take your air intake off as a first step. So normally there would be a hose clamp around this here. This truck lost that years ago, so we'll just go ahead and pull that off. Next step is to get the actual intake off. And to get your intake off, you come around to the driver's side of the truck here, at least on this one. It's just a big band clamp, and you want a 5/16 socket, what you would have used for that other big clamp as well, and loosen this guy up, and then it should wiggle off. So, should be loosened up now, and pull this guy off. This is, there's also a hose on the back of here, and might have a clamp on this as well. Again, this truck doesn't have one anymore. We'll just pull that off. So then the air box just comes right off. By the way, if you haven't looked at or replaced your air filter in a while, this is a good time to do it, because you do have to take this off in order to replace the air filter. So then we're going to move on. We'll put on the throttle position sensor first. That's right on the side here. And then we'll move on to the idle air control valve, which is right in the back. Straight back there, you can see this cable here going to it. So first thing, working on the throttle position sensor, first thing you're going to want to do is remove the electrical connection. And how you remove this one is just take a fine tip regular screwdriver and insert it right into the top on this clip, and then if you pry back on it, gently prying that up and backwards, it'll pop it right off. There you go. After you've gotten your electrical connection off, then you want to take these two bolts out here. It has a Torx 25 head on them. So next step is I'll go ahead and I'll back those out. So after you get the screws out, it's pretty simple. It just pulls right off, and it shouldn't be stuck at all. It comes out. If you're buying aftermarket parts, you may notice some of them come with an O-ring, some of them come with a flat gasket. This will use the flat gasket. On another note, anytime you're buying electrical components, you may want to go ahead and buy a part from your local Dodge dealer. Anything electrical related, of course I didn't because I'm cheap, but there is certainly a difference when it comes to anything electrical. So I'm going to go ahead and get my new one ready to go and put it back together. So now sliding the new one on, you do want to make sure that it's the right way. The electrical connector is towards the bottom. This should go on real easy. You don't need to force it at all. And there is a gear inside there. So I got my gasket. The gears are lined up. It slides on real easy. Put the two Torx head bits in next, or the bolts in next. So I got my bolts tightened up. Then you take your electrical connection, press that firmly on. Should hear a click. And a little click there. And that's on. And that's all there is to that. Now we'll move on to the idle air control valve, which is right here in the back. First thing here is get the electrical connector off. You can see this tab right on the back here. To get this one off, what you want to do is you just push up on this tab and away. There we go. Okay. So after you get your electrical connection disconnected, this is held on by two bolts exactly like the throttle position sensor is. One's on the upper driver's side, the other's on the lower passenger side, which you can't see. Again, they're a Torx 25. I've already backed this one out a little bit so you can see it. We'll back this one out and back the other one out right here, and then it should back right out of there, or pull right out. Okay, and then we'll get our new idle air control valve on. You can see the old one there, new one there. You can see how dirty the old one is. It's just, tip of it is full of dirt. So hopefully that's my problem here. The truck has been idling rough. This one does have an O-ring on it. And you can see back here, this is what it looks like on the back. This is a view of the back of the carburetor here. So you can see there is a groove there for that O-ring. So we'll want to go ahead and make sure that sits in there. Again, make sure the electrical connection is facing off towards the driver's side. That'll be on there the right way. And get the two Torx bolts tightened up. So there you go. There's a picture back there, the new one on. Again, we have the electrical connection facing towards the driver's side. Got my bolts tightened up. And then get our electrical connection here. And this guy should just click back on. Okay, and then that's completed. The idle air control valve and the throttle position sensor on. We'll put the intake back on. Remember to hook up that hose on the side, and then rehook our battery up, and that should be it.